Hi guys, welcome back to this video. So in this video we're going to talk about discipline. How did I get my discipline? Where did I get that from? And this is something that can be developed because I wasn't as disciplined when I started, obviously, because I was not in the best shape of my life. But discipline is one of those things, like Mike Tyson, as I mentioned the quote, he said, discipline is doing what you hate doing, but doing it like you love it. And obviously there will be days where you love it, and there will be days where you don't. Like, for example, for a living, I animate. Now, so a lot of people, animation sounds fun, right? Oh, you're animating, you're moving characters, you're doing all this fun stuff. But there's times when I get characters that I don't want to animate. And I'm like, you just got to push through it. There's days where some characters you don't just fit in with, it's not fun. And, I remember I had a mentor when I was doing animation. He was working at Pixar. And he loved working on Ratatouille, the film Ratatouille. And then he said, when I worked on Wall-E, I had absolutely no interest in that character, but I had to do it, I had to push through it. And obviously he was getting paid, as an animator to do it, but still, he's doing a job that he loved. And then obviously he's got to do a character which he hated to animate, but he did it anyway through the love. So I guess he must have thought about the principles of animation and what he learned and what he really got into animation for. And that kind of pushed him to get the job done. So same thing with fitness. There's going to be days when I didn't want to go to the gym. Like I said in the previous videos, I had to push myself. So the discipline comes in when, first of all, I thought, okay, I need to recognize I've got this problem. I'm overweight. I need to do something. What's the first thing I need to do? I need to find someone who's walked that path, who's become ripped, who knows everything about health, nutrition, and I need to invest myself and hire that person to teach me. You can do it yourself, but it's a longer road and there's a lot of yo-yos. You'd rather go to someone who's already been there and done it and learn from them. So that's what I did. Then after that, I said, all right, what does this program want me to do? What is needed for me to start building these good habits and losing this weight? Okay, I need to do those 10,000 steps. I need to do those non-negotiables that RNT talk about. 10,000 steps, drink 3 liters of water, exercise 3 days a week, follow a nutrition plan, and sleep 7 to 8 hours a day. So I started implementing those. And then my reasoning, I always thought about the reason why I'm doing it. So I always used to go back to the reason. And that is what kept the discipline going. And then over the few months, I was reading books as well, books on discipline, books on atomic habits that we talked about. And all these books all helped me get into that process of making good habits and discipline. I followed those. When James Clear talks about creating new habits, how to do that, to make the new habit desirable, I started doing that. I started making my new habits fun to do, right? Like going for a walk, I'd listen to a podcast. That was fun because I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone, right? I'm learning more knowledge about subjects I like, or even an audiobook I'm listening to. And I'm getting my workout in, all my cardio steps in at the same time. So if your reason is strong enough, the discipline will kick in. The discipline is when there's days when you don't want to go for a walk, when you don't want to follow your nutrition plan, when you don't want to exercise. That's the days when it counts the most. That's where you dig deep. That's where you start thinking about your reason. Why did you start this transformation in the first place? I always ask myself that question whenever I felt like not going. In the morning when I would wake up and I'd have to feed my baby daughter milk, 5 in the morning, I'm tired. But I'm thinking I'm already up. I've fed my daughter, I'm wide awake now. Now, why don't I just go for the walk and get it done? So I go for the walk, then I'd come back and I couldn't sleep, to be honest. So I would just make the most of that day, push through it. There'd be some days where I would wake up at 7, I'll be all right, then I'd go for the walk. There would be tough days, but the other thing is when I would feed my daughter, I'd look at her and that would give me discipline. It'd give me discipline to get out. Then I'd look at, like my daughter's 1 year old now. Then I look at her and I think, all right, it took her 1 year to start walking. I go, that's progress. So then I would relate that to my fitness journey. I go, it's a progress. It's not going to happen overnight. The progress is the process. So you got to keep at it and you got to be patient. So if it's taken her a year to walk, it's going to take me a year to transform depending on my body fat, especially where I was at. So all of these thoughts come into your mind when you're digging deep, especially during the grind, the phase where you're grinding and you're really trying to dig deep for the photo shoot. All the whys come in, all of these thoughts come into why you first started the process. Why did you start it? What was your reason? And like I said, if your reason is that strong, the discipline and the habit will start coming. First of all, you try to get motivated, right? So I would use motivation as quotes, or I would listen to some music that would get me motivated. Within that 2-minute rule, then the discipline and habit would kick in. After a few months, 2-3 months, you notice that it starts to get ingrained in you, and then you automatically get up, go for a walk, get up, weigh yourself. You know, it's all automatic. By the time now, 9 months, all of this I don't even think about. I reckon it'll take you a month. 40 days, they say, 30 to 40 days to create new habits. Once you do that, once you get into that routine, you'll change your whole daily routine, and the discipline and habit, everything will start kicking in. Habit, discipline, all kind of follow each other. I always say, like, it's, you do the motivation first, then the habit or what you're going to do, then the discipline to go and do it. So those 3 things kind of are interlinked, and just keep thinking about your reason when you feel like not doing something. And always remember that when you feel like you don't want to do something, think of the 2-minute rule. Then I would think of, all right, I don't feel like doing this. What's my reason? Okay, the 2-minute rule. Let me go and get my shoes, running shoes on. Okay, what was that habit? Oh, I used to run around the meadows. That's it. Then that's when the discipline kicks in, when you start running. So think of it like that, as 4 stages, and question yourself whenever you feel like you don't want to do the workout, you don't want to follow the program. Whenever you feel like you don't want to adhere to the process, you ask yourself those questions. I can do it. The reason is this. 2-minute rule. The habit's going to kick in, then the discipline will kick in. Okay, so I hope that helps. That was my kind of method of getting things done, and it served me well. It worked for me, and I hope you can incorporate some of that, if not all. Pick and choose some of them. You know, I hope there's something in that will help you. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.